Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. So we're diving into a possible solution to the funding conundrum, the whole issue surrounding funding. I've done a deeper dive in my own mind. I've played devil's advocate. I've also had what you would call a sit down. I have gone and spoken to certain people and let them know what I'm thinking as a validator and what my trail of thought is currently. So what I believe is we have one of the three teams which is actually not essential at the moment, and that would be Hexagon, aka Terra Rebels. The reason why I say this is because Allnode simply does provide that infrastructure for free. It's there. You can point everything to that. We could pay Allnode some sort of fee that is way lower than 40k to even give them something for what they've been doing for free for the past year and however long. Now, if you don't know this, you know this now. There's 1.2 billion in the community pool. By the time we reach the next quarter, that is going to be 1.7 billion. The USTC quant team are not going to take USTC as payment, nor are they going to be happy with it being utilized as a payment method. The community is not going to be happy either. It's going to be a bad situation. If that burn happens, that doesn't have the effect everybody thinks it's going to have. Then these coins get sold out. It's probably just going to destroy USTC all the way down to nothing again. So there's all these little different kind of situations arising. I'm not one of these kind of people that's going to wait until we get to the funding quarter to then have everybody go, oh, well, we can't actually afford this, because they can see it on the screen instead of me telling you the numbers. Now, we need around 2.9 billion. That was last time we've checked. The price is still going down, so it's probably more by now. There's 1.7 billion available. Now, like I said, the quant team, to me, you don't go and get braces fitted and expect your teeth to be straightened on the first month, do you? Right? They spoke in their first proposal about going monthly, and I believe as a community, we should kind of honor that. We should let them do what they've said they're going to do. If we refuse them payment now, we're kind of preventing them from actually doing what they said they were going to do, as to which you're actually kind of hindering the process. So like I was saying, playing this devil's advocate, sitting on the fence and looking at all viewpoints, they're essential currently. Currently, they are essential, right? The L1 team is the L1 team. They do all of the updates, all the fixes, the bug fixes, whatever they do. They are more or less essential. That does need addressing. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's paychecks need addressing. We need a milestone system. But currently, our biggest issue right now is funding. And the reason why it's so imperative right now is because my decision as a validator now will affect the two later payments, right? So if I say yes to fund the USTC quant team, I'm going to have to say no to funding one of the other two teams, right? Because there's not enough funding. So you can see where I'm going with this, right? Hexagon provides third-party wallet infrastructure they've rebranded to community assets. They themselves have stated that governance is not law. The L1 team have also stated governance is not law. So it raises questions, doesn't it? Well, why do you need spend proposals for? Why do you need consensus each time if everything we vote for is just going to be ignored and go for a completely centralized decision? Now, one of the things that have been muttered is the fact that the community will have to either raise the taxes or come up with the money ourselves to fund these teams. I believe that is an absolute joke, and I believe no one is in a position or willing to just simply pay 1 billion of their own assets. And it's going to be more by the time we get to the next quarter, because everything that's going on currently, right? Nobody's actually building anything that is looking good on the horizon and is going to release really soon. There's a very small minority of us, and it's mostly in the NFT gaming sort of GameFi sector. It's a very peculiar situation. We just don't have a lot of builders. Raising the taxes is going to make it so much worse. The auto compound modules will be done at that point. Just withdrawing rewards at the moment is so costly that depending on how much you're withdrawing, you could just be withdrawing and actually spending money and not realizing. So for example, if you've got a Lunc which pays you 120 LUNC coins for the 5 months you've had it, right, and rewards. If you want to withdraw those rewards, the taxes are too high. So you would have to pay to withdraw those, as to which you would lose money. So those are worthless, right? And this is what it comes down when you continue to raise taxes, you provide nothing for the blockchain, you backfeed nothing into the blockchain, and you do nothing with the blockchain and keep it all for your own sector. You take payments for what you can, where you can, and however you can, and act as if you're a necessity to this system. But I honestly don't see Hexagon being a necessity right now. If they want to run their wallet, their infrastructure, that's totally up to them. Nobody's stopping them from doing that. Nobody's pushing them out. No one is telling them they're doing something wrong. We're simply saying, as a blockchain, if we was to follow this route, that, hey, we can't afford you right now, right? We can barely afford the 2 teams as it is, right? Because yes, $20,000 is going to go out now, but then another $20,000 is going out at the next quarter as well. So, you know, it's one of those ones. So I'm still on the fence. I'm still unsure what to do. But at the same time, I believe, you know, we as a community have a responsibility to understand what possibly could be necessities and what couldn't be necessities. And my thought, my own thinking, and my own humble opinion is Hexagon's not a necessity right now. We've got other options that are free, cheaper. We can even pay them for, you know, even better, so they could more or less provide more infrastructure to those endpoints. It's really bad at the moment. I'm one of these honest people that can say, you know, we're trying to turn things around here. We're trying to get people to do things for the blockchain instead of just pillaging and plundering and expecting it to die, and actually going, well, hang on a minute, we have a duty of care to this chain. Hey, we're paid teams. Hey, look, we can't actually afford this. Instead, the response is more along the lines of raise taxes. It's the community's problem and it's the community's fault. And we need to build more things to make running costs cheaper and make everything pay for itself. And it's down to this community. And that's not the case, because if you look at my most recent proposal that the L1 deviated from, that proposal was put up to get chain-owned infrastructure that wouldn't cost us anything to run. Once it's built and it's running, you would need a dev to come in every so often to do bug fixes and updates or whatever, right? It makes everything so much cheaper, and that proposal was deviated from, and it was a 2-part proposal, and the second part comes at the next spending quarter. So that's when that one will be going up. Now, like I said, that was deviated from, yet we're being asked to build systems that can provide cheaper running costs or pay for itself and become self-sustaining. Well, we tried to do that as a community, right? And it was deviated from. Now, let me know in the community how you're feeling about all of this. Let me know in the comments section what you think about the deviation, because the biggest issue I'm finding is these development teams think it's just me. They think it's just me moaning. They think it's just me who's got an axe to grind and this is all some sort of emotional run, this whole gaslighting situation, but it's totally not. I'm coming forward with technicals, historical accounts, and simply saying we cannot afford this, but here's a possible solution that I'm seeing. So let me know what you think. And most importantly, throw some darn penguins down in that comment section. There's not enough of them, and I don't see them enough. Drop a like, drop a sub. You know, this is where the action's at. This is where you can honestly say, this guy cares. He cares for the blockchain. He's here every day. He's always talking about stuff, and he's always keeping us up to date. I've got another video coming later on the Candice protocol rug situation, so keep an eye out for that one, and just stay safe. Try keep an eye out, try do your own research, try keep up to date, set alarms, set notifications, and most importantly, don't utilize any station assets until we've been given a green light. There is a green light on the station extension app. I myself personally am not using anything until everything's back online. Folks, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and I will catch you in the next one.